Hello, good evening. We're about 1 hour before the presidential debate between uh, Trump and Kamala Harris. So, a few things. Um, Lots going on. Um, in the news, yeah, the Trump and Vance are playing the racist and xenophobic card by making a big deal out of crazy rumors in Ohio that Haitian immigrants are eating people's pets. They're focusing particularly on one town in Ohio, Springfield, Ohio, which has seen a large influx of Haitian immigrants there. And if you know much about like different immigrant groups that come to the US, the one group that has historically been discriminated against the most have has been Black Haitians. Um, there was a couple years ago incidents of Customs and Border Patrol agents on horseback charging and whipping Haitian immigrants by the border there. I believe at border with Texas. Um, and so that was captured on video of actually whipping black Haitian immigrants. And they're often the last in line to be admitted into our country. And Haiti was definitely one of the quote shithole countries that Trump loved to talk about. Jamaica being another one. So they're probably going to bring up the issue of um, these Haitian immigrants. And yeah, it's basically been debunked already that here, let me go to the, let's see. So yes, JD Vance spreads debunked claim about Haitian immigrants eating pets. So there was one incident of an in another town of Ohio. So they're talking about Springfield, Ohio, because it has the largest number of Haitian immigrants there. So they try to make it sound like it happened in Springfield, but it was one incident in another town in Ohio. There was a woman that was arrested, I think, for trying to consume a dog. But now they're making it sound like this is a regular thing. So the polls are getting really close. Well, they have been close, but they're tightening up even more to a dead heat right now between Trump and Harris. So we'll see what happens in the debate. I predict a lot of racist dog whistling. I predict name calling. All this from Trump. And I think what Kamala Harris has to do is stick on message and try and talk about policy and also fact check Trump when he is clearly lying, which he will do multiple times, which he did during the debate where Biden had a horrible performance. And Biden was completely incapable of fact checking Trump. And now moderators don't even try to fact check Trump when he spews out series of lies multiple times. So again, I think Harris can win this if she sticks on message, lets Trump look like a fool, and fact checks him. And he won't really talk about policy because in any specific terms, because he might talk in vague generalities, but policy doesn't really interest him. And he likes the attack, the attack, the attack, whether it be name calling, be racist innuendos and dog whistling, often not subtle dog whistling either from him and JD Vance. Um, and so let me see this other show you the polls here. That's how tight it is in Pennsylvania. And so the debate tonight will be live in about 55 minutes from Philadelphia. So the state that is probably the tightest right now between, or one of the tightest in the battleground states between Harris and Trump. Right now, on September 10th, 538, which takes an average of a lot of polls, averaging out all the polls from coming from Pennsylvania. Harris is only ahead by 0.7%. Now, North Carolina is one that I have been watching closely. Harris put it in play, which it was not even in play at all when Biden was the going for reelection. So that didn't work. So let's see. Let's look at Georgia. Georgia was also extremely close, but the last time I looked, I think Kamala Harris was slightly ahead. Oh, no. Now Trump is slightly ahead. It's gone back and forth, but within 1 percentage point. So zero point 0.6 there, Trump ahead. Pennsylvania, it was zero point 0.7 Harris ahead. So we're not even talking the margin of error, which is 3 to 3.5%. We're talking within 1 percentage point, is what we're talking about here. Let's see if I can try and bring up North Carolina again. Let's see, because North Carolina, it was interesting that Harris put that in play. I remember Obama won it in 2008, but then he lost it in 2012. I stayed up that night way back in 2008 and watched. And as soon as North Carolina went for Obama, I was like, that's it. Obama won. Good news, because I sure as hell didn't want McCain to win. Nope. Okay, so that's not the way you bring this up. Let's see, Wisconsin, I believe she still has a bigger lead in Wisconsin. Yep. Oh, yeah. She's ahead by about 7 percentage points, very nearly 2.7%, 2.9. Okay, September 10th, average of all the polls in Wisconsin, 2.9%. Let me look at Nevada. I think Trump might still be slightly ahead in Nevada. Nope. Harris is ahead 0.2, 0.2%. That is so incredibly close. I mean, they're talking all day long on CNN about how this is the closest election it's been in 2 generations, maybe 3 generations, um, maybe ever of all presidential elections since they've been doing polls before election day. Arizona, again, within 1 percentage point. Trump ahead by 0.8% in Arizona. So that's that. Yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty tense, not pleasant exchange between the two of them. I seriously doubt they're going to shake hands. I don't think Biden and Trump in any of their debates shook hands. That's something that they don't do anymore, especially with Trump. People detest him. He's a detestable person. He's, awful, terrible person. And JD Vance seems to be a creep too, a really weird creep, um, who, you know, bashes the LGBT community, but regularly applies eyeliner, you know, to himself. Yeah, strange, creepy guy. Okay, so tune in for the debate. I think it's going to be on ABC, but I think CNN is going to carry it live too. Um, but it's ABC that's hosting it. The mics will be turned off, so Trump can't just run his mouth and look like a fool, though he probably still will look like a fool. But his base is all behind him, totally behind him. So what they're playing for, I believe, are the independents. The latest polls are now showing that independents are drifting back towards Trump. They were with Harris for like maybe a honeymoon period, since she took over the top of the tickets and Biden left until shortly after the DNC. And now Trump is gaining the lead again amongst independents. And I really think it's going to come down to independents and undecided voters. They're undecided right now, in those 6 or 7 swing states. A lot of focus on north on Pennsylvania. But I'm also interested in North Carolina because North Carolina has 16 electoral votes and Pennsylvania only has three more at 19. So there was an article today. Um, Cooper, the governor of Democrat governor of North Carolina, saying that Harris will win the presidency if she wins North Carolina. So I think the indication where there was she could win a bunch of the other, um, several of the other battleground states and lose Pennsylvania, but win North Carolina, that she could win the presidency. I think it's going to be a very close election, folks. Tighten up your seatbelts. But I think that if it goes really well for Kamala Harris tonight, she will again see her numbers increase. If it goes well for Trump, it could be not good news for the country. If he regains the White House, I think it'll be disastrous. Okay. Thanks for joining me. Have a good night.